I was going through some of my Genesis games and I came upon one that I hadn't played in a while, Airbuster, so I thought I'd make a quick review. Originally, Airbuster was called Aeroblasters, an arcade game which was soon released on the TurboGrafx 16. It was regarded as an above-average shooter, so it got released to the Sega Mega Drive and the Genesis here in America. It's a horizontal side-scrolling shoot-'em-up that I find a lot of fun. There's 6 levels, which they refer to as phases, and each phase has a different looking backdrop and setting, keeping it fresh. The designers made the smart move to let the player hold the B button down to shoot instead of having to tap the button repeatedly. But once you get to phase 4, the controls get considerably harder because they take away the gravity and it totally changes the way you have to control your ship. It'll pull you towards the bottom or the top of the screen, and it gets a bit frustrating, so it'll take some getting used to. Scattered throughout the phases, are yellow canisters that can be shot open for a variety of weapons. That's a huge part of the game because you have to think quick which one you want to grab, as they each do something entirely different. The P item increases how many shots you have, and it's probably the most important thing to grab. The other weapons do things like give you more missiles or let you fire in multiple directions. Some of the items really suck. For example, the ball that falls behind you that spits out one lousy shot every so often. So you really need to know which items to grab and which to avoid. There's bosses in the game which are all varied and fun to fight. Some of them are going to seem impossible at first, but once you learn their patterns and how to fight them, they're not so bad. For example, this boss has 6 arms that shoot out lasers and then an eye that emerges every so often. If you go for the eye first, you're going to get annihilated by all the lasers because there's just too many to avoid. So you need to know to take out the arms first before going for that center eye. It's kind of trial and error, so you'll have to play through the game a few times before you know how to fight each enemy, which is a good thing because it gives a lot of replay value. Airbuster is a challenging shooter for sure, but with some practice, it's not impossible. One minor complaint that I have is the re-entry after dying can be a little bit jarring. After you die, when they bring you back, it takes a couple seconds before you can control your ship again, and often they don't set you in the ideal place. Look at that. It's not too bad, but I wish you could control your ship immediately when you return. The biggest issue this game has is that in the later stages, it's nearly impossible to do anything unless you have a decent weapon. If you're fully charged up with weapons blazing, the game's fun. But if you die, you're back to square one with the single-shot laser, which is pretty much useless once you're deep into the game. Fortunately, to make up for it, you have another attack where you can charge up your ship and unleash a powerful energy burst that wipes out everything on the screen. Now you might be wondering why the game says Game Over in the top right of the screen. Well, that's because the game can be played 2-player, which made this game stand out from most of the home console side-scrolling shooters of the era. Most of them only did single-player, for example R-Type, Gradius, and Thunder Force. So if you're looking for something fun to play with a friend for the Genesis, this is a pretty good choice. It's not a perfect game by any means, but you can certainly have some fun with it. Not to mention, if you got this game back in the day, you could send away for a free video glove to use while playing the game. Look at that. I think it was just supposed to protect your hand from getting sore or something, and that's lame, but you know what? It's more than the Power Glove can do, and it was free. If you want another great 2-player horizontal shoot 'em up, I'd recommend Life Force. This is one of my favorites on the NES.